you were encouraged to have processed food daily because I'm having ice cream
Yeah.
every day. I'm like, have your dessert every day. You
Yeah.
didn't do any cardio and you didn't
Not
follow any kind of strict meal plan. Which of those, like out of not having to do cardio, being encouraged to eat some junk food daily, and not having to follow a strict meal plan, which one surprised you the most? What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Taylor Hinton Speaks His Mind. What I was able to do today for all of you is pull one of my favorite ex-clients, Kirsten Sheen, into the podcast today. She hasn't been in this program for, Kirsten, how long has it been?
I don't even know.
It's over a year. It must be over a year.
Yeah, like a year and a half.
Yeah, something like that. Probably less than 2 years, somewhere between 1 and 2 years. It's been since Kirsten has been in the program, and she volunteered her time to jump on and share a little bit about her experience, the things that she was struggling with, hopefully to provide some really solid insight for everybody else who's kind of thinking about hiring a coach or trying to figure out at what stage in the lean method they're in. For those of you who don't know, the lean method is how I approach fitness with all of my clients. It starts with learning, and then we shift over to execution, adaptation, and finally normalization. Kirsten finished her entire program in an 8-month window and achieved some pretty amazing results. Kirsten, if I remember correctly, you lost like 30 pounds of fat and you gained 8 pounds of muscle on your body scan.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Something like that, yeah.
That's amazing. Okay, how are you doing today?
Good.
Cool. Good. Awesome.
Yeah.
Share a win, because I always get my clients to share a win. And although you're not a client anymore, I'd love to hear from you. What's your win?
Just like a life win.
Yeah, life win, fitness win, whatever you'd like to share.
Life win. My pottery studio is going really well.
Amazing.
I made my aunt's family an urn today. So that felt really good.
Nice. That's cool. That's awesome. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Kirsten and her husband, Ethan.
Yeah.
Right? Because you guys did
Yeah.
officially get married, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Are badass entrepreneurs as well, just like me. They got pottery studio. She does some tattooing. They own a cafe together, and they crush it. So out in Mission. So if you guys are interested in getting the best coffee in Mission, go to the Java Jungle Cafe.
Yeah.
Yes,
Good job. Yeah.
exactly. Cool. Whew. Okay, awesome. All right, so Kirsten, let's get into it. I wanted to ask you a few questions just about like how you're doing now, where you were at before the program, your experience through the program, and I want you to be super, super transparent about everything that you experienced, what you liked, what you didn't like, and all that kind of stuff. So, you ready to do it or what?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, so first off, why don't we start here? Why don't you tell me what you were struggling with when you were trying to get fit on a consistent basis before we started working together?
Probably consistency would be my biggest thing, and my relationship with food. So I just overate, and I've always had a really stagnant job. And because I was eating like bad quality foods, I was tired all the time, so I didn't have motivation. So I would get like really excited to go to the gym, and I would do it for like a week or two, and then I would feel like my eating never improved. So I would just always kind of fall off the wagon, and yeah.
Okay. So when you say like that you were not consistent, like what did that look like on a daily basis of you like trying to do something and then falling off? Like what exactly was that like?
I just very wavy of like, I would say like my relationship with food caused the majority of my issues. So I would be like, okay, no, I need to stop eating sugar. I need to eat super healthy. And then I would just like do that. And it would last like a few days. And then I would binge eat a bunch of sugar because I have a horrible relationship with sugar. You know that. And yeah, that kind of just caused the majority of like it was just very wavy. Like I would be like, yes, I'm doing this. Okay, no, I'm not doing this. Yes, I'm doing this. And then, yeah.
Okay. So just on and off with like different types of diets and trying to cut out certain things and just failing to find some level of consistency with any method that you were doing?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Cool. Thanks for sharing that. And what was like, let me ask you this, like how long were you trying to do this by yourself before you finally reached out for some help?
I don't know. Maybe like a year of like really being like, I hate the way I look and feel, and I need to like change something. Yeah, maybe like about a year.
Damn. Okay. And you had tried cutting out sugar. What other kind of things did you try?
tried the keto diet.
Yeah.
Um, I knew about tracking before working with you. I was dating Ethan and he was like big into the gym and tracking and all that stuff. So I did know about it, but I just like, I wasn't being held accountable. So I very easily like wouldn't track, but I kind of tried to track a little bit here and there. Um, but yeah, mostly like waviness of cutting out sugar and like carbs and stuff like that.
Okay. Okay. And then what was like, I'm curious, this is what I'm really curious about is like, what was the moment that triggered you to realize like, hey, like it's been a year. I've tried a few different things, nothing's sticking. I need to get some help. Like, was there an event or a moment or something that happened where you were like, hey, I need to get some more help?
I think of a photo of myself where I dressed up really, really nice. It was like this gala thing for dance. And I put on this really cute red dress. And I had a bunch of photos taken at the thing. And I just saw myself and I was like, wow, I'm kind of fat. And I just didn't like the way I looked. And I
Mhm.
didn't like the way I felt about myself. And I think like that specific photo, I was like, I don't feel good about that. And I think it was like soon after that that I reached out to you.
Okay. Got you. So it was going out and trying to dress up real nice and realizing like, damn, this dress isn't hiding shit.
Yeah, yeah. I had like you know those like tight. What are they? I think they call them Spanx, and they're supposed to like suck everything. So I had that under my dress, and I was like, I look great in the mirror. And then, but you know when you just get pictures of yourself that you're not posing in a mirror, and it's like someone else's view of you. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god, ooh, I had no idea.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And I appreciate you sharing that because I know that like some of these things we're chatting about aren't like the easiest things to kind of revisit, but at the same time, it seems like from what I've seen and what you've shared, like you've been able to maintain your results ever since we stopped. So kudos to
Yeah,
you. We'll
thank you.
get to a little bit more of that soon too, but tell us straight up, what were like your biggest concerns before hiring me about working with me or with an online coach in general?
Probably financial because I wasn't as like I just wasn't really set up financially when we first started working together.
Mhm.
Um, so there was that, and I was just insecure in general. Like I was worried about like when I figured out like how your program worked and you asked me to like upload pictures of myself. I was like, oh my god, I don't want to do that. Like that's horrifying. So I think that was kind of hard. But before hiring you, it was mostly just like yeah, like financial and like whether or not I would be able to actually like stick to something because I don't like letting people down. So I was kind of worried about like, yeah, like not sticking to it and then having you judge me for that, maybe not like you in
Mhm.
specific, but just yeah, in general.
Yeah, the letting somebody else down and wasting the money, especially when
Mm-hmm.
you're feeling like things are a little bit tighter, it's like this better work kind of thought in your head. Yeah. And then what made you decide to do it anyways? Like you had these doubts about whether or not you'd be able to follow through. I told you how much it was going to cost to work together and it's for whatever reason you said, "Yeah, okay, let's do it anyways." So what made you decide to do it?
Just the way I felt about myself. Like it had been a really long time, and I knew like investing in yourself is really important. Like we spend money on really stupid shit as humans, so I feel like I just thought about it that way. Like um, I don't like how I feel. I don't like how I look, and I've tried other things and I haven't been successful. So I might as well just spend a little bit of extra money and work with Taylor.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm glad that you did. You did an amazing job, and you're one of my favorite clients.
Oh, thanks.
Um, when I broke down for you on the call what we were going to do, how we were going to do it, tracking your food, going to the gym, which I know that you had an aversion to for quite a while. What were your initial thoughts when you heard about how we were going to execute your plan? Were you really pumped up and excited? Did you have a bunch of like fear around some of the things that we were going to be doing? Like, what were your thoughts?
A bit of both for sure. Like I didn't want to do a lot of it, obviously, because that's just like the nature of changing bad habits. I wasn't looking forward to tracking every single day. I really wasn't looking forward to going to the gym. Um, and at the time, you were doing in person training as well. And I was like I was excited to do that, but I was really nervous because I
Mm.
had never worked like in person with a trainer before, and just being like insecure the way I was then. I was nervous about like working with you in person.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
That's such a good point. I completely forgot that we had initially started in person because I was transitioning from being the manager of a gym into doing things online. And I did it, I went from managing a gym to doing just online. And then I started taking on in person clients. That's when you popped in. And then at some point we stopped doing in person, but we continued online. What were your thoughts around that, and how did that change, either improve how did that change the dynamic for you, knowing that like I wasn't going to be there for your workouts regularly?
Yeah. At first, I was disappointed because I had grown to like really actually enjoy working out with you, and it was like I found that I was learning a lot, which was really cool. But when we did stop, I was like fully able to just go to the gym on my own and like have a program. Like your online program for like the way you structure workouts is really awesome. So I was like, well, I have that. Like Taylor's still with me, even though he's not, kind of thing. Um, yeah, so I was definitely like kind of disappointed because I enjoyed it, but and scared, but I quickly learned that like it was totally fine.
Cool. Okay. Good to know. I'm curious to know like what feels easier for you now that didn't feel like it was either possible or something that you could do by yourself before we started.
Okay, wait, sorry. I thought about something while you were saying that because it was something that I missed adding to the last question.
Yeah, yeah,
We're
please.
just gonna go back a little bit.
Yeah.
The only thing that I did find with stopping working out with you was that I don't push myself as hard. Because
Mm,
like you would make me do my reps until I literally was like gonna fall down. It's really hard to do that on your own.
yeah.
Um, so there's that.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, having that in person like allowed you to know how hard you really can truly push yourself.
Yes. Yeah. Definitely.
Cool. Okay. And then
Okay.
so then eventually we stopped. So let's piggyback on that for a second. Eventually we stopped doing the in person. So you didn't have me sitting there yelling at you to do another rep. Did you find after, when you were working by yourself but we were still online working together, that you were able to dig deep, and now that you've proven to yourself before that you could push hard, like did you find it easier to be able to squeeze out a couple more reps after having that experience in person with me, or did it fall off at that point and you were like, dang?
Yes and no. Like I definitely like I push myself when I'm at the gym, but I'll be honest, like I probably don't go as hard as I did when we worked out together because
Yeah.
like it's just different. Like I think I'm pushing myself, but then I think back to how I felt after my workouts with you, and I was like, man, I probably have a lot left in me.
Mm-hmm.
So I do
Yeah.
still struggle with that.
That's totally fine. I mean, like realistically, that's the same for just about anybody. I mean, professional athletes, they don't need to have a personal trainer with them, but they do it because they know they're going to have a bit of an edge. And anybody who is going to be able to go consistently to the gym with a workout partner or a personal trainer, you will likely be able to squeeze out a couple more reps. There's going to be a bit more motivation. They're going to be pushing you, spotting you, giving you a couple more reps beyond failure, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
One of the biggest things that I think is a bit of a mindset shift for a lot of people is understanding that squeezing out one or two more reps beyond failure has a less ROI versus being super consistent over time and still pushing
Mm-hmm.
yourself really hard. But those last couple crazy, brutal, like bodybuilder style intensity reps, the ROI isn't nearly as great as if you just like are going consistently and getting enough sleep and eating the right food on a consistent basis. It's not, it's kind of like pre-workout, you know? Like pre-workout's nice, it feels good, and you get like a couple extra reps maybe, or you lift a little bit heavier that day, but like is that really going to be the difference between you looking your absolute best, or is like having proper rest and getting enough protein daily going to be, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Totally.
no, but that's a good point. That's a really good point. So so what feels easier now for you? Like we finished up over a year ago. Um and what's easier for you now in terms of consistency versus before we started?
That's a good question. I feel like just in general, since we started, I really like permanently repaired my relationship with food. And that's allowed me to stay consistent with my diet at least. Like I haven't really been that consistent with the gym, but
Mhm.
I'm happy with where I'm at, so I don't feel the need to be. But yeah, it was really just like repairing my relationship with food. Like when you learn how much shit you're eating that you don't need to be and you stop for a long period of time. And I also kind of got more into health, and like what foods are toxic for me, and I just got like really into like focusing on like what was good for me, and I
Mhm.
think that that just really helped me be consistent with everything else in my life.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I think that like a huge testament to your progress and success and continued success, like because if we were to look at like what you're doing on a daily basis, like you're not tracking your food anymore and you're just getting back into the gym now, and that's what kind of sparked us to have this conversation in the first place. But
Yeah.
you haven't been going to the gym consistently, you haven't been tracking your food consistently, right? But how far off are you right now in on the scale or in your shape compared to when we finished up our program when you were being really consistent with tracking in your weight?
Yeah, like not I actually have lost more weight. Like I'm sitting at 135 now, which I think when we started I was almost like 160.
Mhm.
Um so yeah, I weight wise I'm like really quite happy with where I'm at. So now I think the reason I wanted to get back into the gym was to like actually really focus on building muscle because I'm not scared anymore of being like like the idea of like bulking and like eating more food and like working out really hard. I was like I don't want to do that because I feel chubby, so I I just hated that idea. Um, yeah, so did I answer your question?
Yeah, no, and I think that's amazing.
Okay.
Like, my big takeaway from what you just said is that, I mean, yeah, when we started, you were about 158 pounds. And when we ended, you were about 138 pounds.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I
38,
think so.
50, yeah. I forget your initial starting weight, but it was about 30 pounds that you lost. So if you are about 135 now, then you were probably about 138, 139 when we finished. And that's when you were training 3, 4 days a week and you were tracking
Yeah,
all of your food. And since then, it's been about a year of not tracking, not really working out crazy, and your weight's virtually the exact same. And that was your goal. Your goal was like, you told me on the onset, you're like, I hate the idea of tracking, and I also don't like to go to the gym and lift weights. And I was like, well, guess what? That's the foundation of everything that you're going to do to get fit. You
yeah,
got fit, and then you maintain your results since then. And I think like that's a place where everybody fails to stay. Everyone fails to stay in maintenance when they finish a program. And it's just super cool to hear that like you were able to do the things that you didn't necessarily love but knew were required to get to where you wanted to be, and then you were able to take your foot off the gas, not track, not crazy, not train crazy, but just have a greater understanding around your calorie intake just intuitively, and been able to maintain like a good shape and in weight that you like and respect and love. I think that's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Cool. So I'm curious to know like what kind of surprised you the most about our process when we did our program together? Like what kind of things were you expecting you were going to have to do and then realize like, oh, it's actually this.
I don't know. Maybe like I thought I would have to eat like more protein than I actually did to gain muscle.
Nice.
Um, but yeah, I knew. I feel like it's hard because I knew you before as a friend, like
Mhm.
before we started working together. So I already kind of understood your mindset about like you aren't the type to like make someone cut out a food completely. Like that's not how you do things. So I didn't expect that at all. Um, yeah, I would say just like I was surprised and happy about not having to eat like a ridiculous amount of protein to
Cool.
gain muscle. Yeah.
Yeah, so we eat like a moderate amount of protein, higher than what you were eating before, of course, but it wasn't like 200 grams a day or anything insane.
Yeah.
You were encouraged to have processed food daily because I'm having ice cream every day. I'm like, have your dessert every day. You
Yeah.
didn't do any cardio and you didn't
Not
follow any kind of strict meal plan.
yeah.
Which of those, like out of not having to do cardio, being encouraged to eat some junk food daily, and not having to follow a strict meal plan, which one surprised you the most?
Yeah, probably cardio actually, because like I think it's a widely assumed thing that if you want to lose weight, you have to just like sweat your ass off on the treadmill or like the stairmaster, and like nobody likes doing that, and it just makes you have an even nastier relationship with working out.
Mhm.
um, so yeah, I think yeah, you saying that triggered that in my head. I was like, yeah, actually not doing cardio was a really big happy moment for our experience together.
Yeah, and cardio is great. I mean, like it's a good way to build up your cardiovascular endurance. And if you want to do like some type of running thing or whatever, then like by all means, you probably should be doing it. But if you want to lose weight, look good, fit in your favorite clothes again, like we don't need to do any type of cardio. And it pains my soul when I see people in the gym who I would assume their goal is to lose weight. They look like they want to lose weight and they're running on the treadmill or doing a bunch of hit cardio or going on the stair climber. I'm like, stop. I don't want to say wasting your time, but it's like you're so right, like that on the emotional connection to exercise and how toxic it can be. Not that cardio inherently makes it a bad relationship, but oftentimes people who are doing cardio to lose weight typically don't understand the fundamentals of what weight loss and fitness are. So they
Yeah.
find themselves on the treadmill doing a bunch of cardio, running. And of course, on that cardio machine, it's going to tell you how many calories you're burning. So now you're fixating on this number, and then you're comparing that with the food that you're eating, not understanding that one, you're probably not tracking your food properly. Two, the machine that you're using isn't calculating how many calories you're burning. And three, it's fucking irrelevant. Like you don't need to know how many calories you burn if you focus on good habits on a daily basis. Like rather than how many calories did you burn, like how many steps did you get a day? Because that's something that we could actually track and we could measure that and we can improve on those numbers. So
Yeah.
that's cool. That's good.
Yeah.
Um, I'm curious to know, like, through our journey, we worked together for 8 months, maybe nine or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm curious to know, like, at what point during the process did everything feel like it was starting to click? Because initially it's learning how to track your food and getting inside the app and looking at the workouts, doing your check-in on time, like all these like kind of learning and adaptation components to it. At what point did the process feel like it was clicking? You were seeing consistent weight loss and everything started to become maybe like second nature to you?
I don't know if I can pinpoint like an exact time that that
Mhm.
happened, um, but I think like emotionally it would be when I like actually started to enjoy what I was doing. Like it wasn't like a chore or something that I dreaded, because it was like that at the beginning. Um, but yeah, actually, at one point, we changed up my program so that one day a week, I got to do whatever workouts I wanted. Do you remember
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was like a calisthenic day that we had planned for you.
Yeah, so I could just pick like my favorite workouts, and then I like had that to look forward to. Like I was like, oh, I don't. It wasn't like, oh, it's full legs today, or oh, it's this. Like it was like one day a week I got to just like do whatever, and it was fun. Um, so I think just that slow building of like a healthy relationship with the gym and with exercise. Um, because like going back, if you're forcing yourself to do stuff that you hate every single day, like there's obviously like some of that is good, but you can also do it in a way where you're like actually enjoying it and it becomes something that is like a positive thing in your life. Um, so yeah, it was like very gradual. I can't think of like a specific moment that like things clicked for me, but just like when I started to like really enjoy what I was doing.
Cool. Yeah, when we started to build that flexibility into your plan to allow you to do just like a workout of just like shits and giggles, go get some movement and do some fun stuff
Yeah,
kind of thing.
exactly.
And I think that's great too because like it especially in the beginning for somebody, it's important that we have a lot of structure. And I tell people this when they start, it's like I'm going to put the guardrails up and we're going to have a tight leash and you're going to follow this exact plan every day and you're going to be really diligent with it because we need to change your habits, we need to change your mindset around fitness and exercise. And then as we get consistent and as we see steady results, then it's easier for me to see what's happening for you and like the vision and in projecting what your results are going to look like in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 months, rather than like I hope that they're consistent in the next week. So once we establish those really good foundational habits, then you as a client empower me as your coach to be like, okay, cool. Now let's get a little creative. Let's have a little more fun with things, knowing that we can expect the same consistent results each and every week, which is
Yeah.
really cool. So
Yeah.
back to like the online coaching, what were your thoughts about online coaching? Have you ever heard of online coaching prior to working with me? Like, did it even cross your mind that that was a thing that you could do?
I saw it. I think I've seen it. Like I had seen it once or twice on social media, but it was never something that I really thought that I would do.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what were your thoughts around it versus when we actually started doing full online?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I didn't really realize like how, because I think accountability was something I was really searching for,
Hmm.
and with it being online and not like in person, I didn't realize like how good you would be at holding me accountable and like how well that would work because it really did work.
Yeah, that's that. I love that you said that. That's something that I think a lot of people who are looking at online coaching have never had a coach before. There's a huge concern around the accountability factor because like we're not going to see each other in person ever, and we're not going to even have like regular calls together. I'm not going to be. Some people expect that it's going to be like a Zoom call every time they walk in the gym, and I'm like counting their
Hmm.
reps for them with their headphones in or something like that. Uh, and it's nothing like that. It's really there. I think personally a really really good balance between self accountability and full accountability around when you're doing your workout, how hard you're pushing, what kind of weights are you lifting, how much food are you eating, what type of food are you eating. All of those things are being tracked and assessed on a daily basis. So even though I'm not there with you, you're getting that like coach in your pocket level of accountability all the time. Um, yeah, which is I think a huge difference for a lot of people.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. So I think I just have one final question for you, and that would be if you were to talk to yourself or somebody else, like if you could go back a year and a half ago before joining and have a conversation with yourself about what this program would be like for you, what would you say to Kirsten?
Not to be scared because, yeah, like I've said before, investing in yourself is super important. We only have one life and one body. Um, and working with Taylor isn't as scary as it may seem. um, and money wise, when you stop buying all the junk food and coffee and breakfast sandwiches every morning, you it's easy. Like it really wasn't like no, it's $450 a month at the time. Like it wasn't like something that actually made a difference.
Mhm.
It was totally fine.
Yeah. Yeah. I like to help people figure that part out before we get them signed up. I'll walk through some of their financial situation and their spending habits. And then
Yeah.
I'm looking at my program and I'm like, yo, this is fucking free. Like this
Yeah,
program is free for you.
exactly.
Like,
Yeah, change one habit and
yeah.
it's free.
You said that you have 2 drinks every night, smoke weed, and you go out for food like 3 times a week. Well, guess what? Those are the things that are holding you back to being fit in the first place, and it's preventing you from being able to afford this. So it's a double whammy. You cut the shit out that's negatively impacting you, and you reinvest it, and it's a fucking free program.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you answering my bombardment of interview questions. You're awesome. You're amazing. What are your fitness goals now? Now that you're getting back into the gym, that's kind of a new shift for you.
Yeah, I really just want to build muscle.
Cool.
Yeah, I think that my mindset was always just lose weight, lose weight, lose weight. And then you'll have the body you want kind of thing. But yeah, I think just building muscle is my main focus. Um, yeah.
Okay. Amazing. Really excited for you. I can't wait to see the rest of your journey. I'm going to turn off the Instagram live. Thank you everybody for popping in here. And yeah, I guess I'll probably end this recording here too. Thank you so much, everybody who is watching and listening later on the Hinton Nation. Sorry, the Taylor Hinton Speaks His Mind podcast. There is no quote unquote Hinton Nation podcast. So if you have any questions, if you are interested in getting some help, just shoot me a message on Instagram at Hinton Nation _coaching, and I'll do my best to see if I can help you out. Have an amazing day, everybody. Peace out.